The wine glass slipped from my hand before I even realized I'd dropped it. It shattered on the hardwood, red splattering across the white rug like an arterial burst. But I didn't look down. I couldn't, because my eyes were glued to her phone screen, open, unlocked, careless, glowing with a message that sliced through the soft hum of the evening. Ethan. Last night felt real again. Can't stop thinking about it. Me neither. You look so good across the table. Like we never ended. My throat closed up. For a moment all I heard was my own pulse thudding inside my skull. A dull roar drowning out reason. Then came the rush. Anger, disbelief, nausea. All tangled together. I didn't remember setting the phone down, but I did. Gently. Like it was a weapon that might still go off. When she came back from the kitchen, smiling, wiping her hands on a dish towel, I was already trying to breathe like nothing had happened. "Hey," she said, tilting her head. "You okay? You look pale." "I'm fine," I lied. "Just glass." Dropped my wine. She frowned at the rug. "You've got to stop drinking the expensive stuff when you're this tired." I smiled, a tight mechanical stretch of my lips, and said nothing. That message replayed in my head for days like an echo I couldn't mute. Every laugh she gave me, every casual kiss goodnight. It all twisted, took on new meanings. But I wasn't ready to confront her. Not yet. I needed to see how deep it went. So when she mentioned the team dinner again, her department celebrating the launch of a new project, the one Ethan just happened to be part of, I nodded. "Yeah, sounds fun," I said. "You've all worked hard. You should celebrate." Her eyes softened. Relieved. Maybe guilty. Then I added, "Actually, why don't we host one ourselves next week? At that Italian place you love. My treat. Bring the whole team. It'll be fun." She blinked, surprised. "You? Hosting a dinner for my coworkers?" "Sure," I said. "You're always at my office events. It's only fair." There was a flicker behind her smile, something uncertain, but she agreed. And that was all I needed. The night of the dinner arrived heavy with tension only I could feel. I'd booked a private room at the restaurant, warm amber lighting, a long wooden table, the faint scent of basil and wine in the air. Maya looked stunning. Black dress, hair pulled back, gold earrings that caught the light every time she turned. I watched her greet her coworkers, her voice smooth, practiced. Then he walked in. Ethan. He was taller than I expected. Confident smile, easy laugh. The kind of man who didn't need to say much to be noticed. He shook my hand firmly. "Heard a lot about you, man," he said. I smiled back. "I'm sure you have." We sat, talked, drank, laughed. Or rather, they did. I was studying the details. The way her hand brushed his arm when she joked. The way his eyes lingered too long. The subtle electricity that no one else seemed to sense. At some point she leaned toward me, whispering, "You okay? You're quiet." I turned to her and smiled, just taking it all in. When dessert came, I stood tapping my glass. "Actually," I said, voice steady, "before we wrap up, I have a little surprise. Someone else is joining us." Maya frowned. "What? Who?" "You'll see." The door opened and a woman stepped in. Lena, Ethan's wife. The color drained from Maya's face. Ethan's smile froze halfway. "Lena," I said brightly. "Glad you could make it. Thought it'd be nice for everyone to meet the other halves of this hard-working team." The silence was brutal. Lena's eyes darted between them, confusion turning to dawning horror. "Wait, what is this?" she said, voice trembling. Ethan stood, stammering something about miscommunication, but Maya's hand went to her mouth. Her wedding ring flashed under the light like a cruel reminder. I didn't say a word. I just watched the truth unravel itself in real time. Like pulling a thread from a tightly woven lie. The restaurant emptied fast after that. Lena stormed out. Ethan followed, fumbling apologies. Maya stayed behind, staring at the untouched dessert. I sat opposite her, the quiet between us thick and suffocating. Finally she spoke. "You planned this?" "Yes," I said. "I did." "Why?" I laughed, sharp, humorless. "Because I needed to know I wasn't crazy. That I wasn't just imagining things." She pressed her palms to her eyes. "It wasn't God, it wasn't what you think." "Then tell me what it was," I said softly. She hesitated, then whispered. "He was the first person who ever made me feel seen." And lately with us, I don't know. I felt invisible again. That hurt more than anything else she could have said. Because part of me understood it. Part of me remembered how distant we'd become. How my work, my absences, my silence had built a wall I never noticed until she started climbing over it. But understanding didn't make it forgivable. Did you sleep with him? I asked. Her eyes flicked up, wet, pleading. No. But I wanted to. And that's bad enough, isn't it? I didn't answer. Because it was. We drove home in silence. The city lights blurred past the window, gold streaks through tears I refused to let fall. At home she went upstairs. I stayed in the car, engine off, staring at the faint reflection of my face in the windshield. I thought about the years we'd built, the trust we'd sworn was unbreakable. And how fragile it really was, how easily one night, one person, one moment of weakness could turn it all to glass shards on a rug. When I finally came inside, the house was dark except for the sliver of light under our bedroom door. I paused there. My hand hovered over the handle. Then I turned away. I slept in the guest room. The next morning she was gone. No note. No text. Just her ring, placed neatly on the kitchen counter beside the coffee pot. And for the first time I didn't feel anger. Or betrayal. Just an immense, hollow quiet, like the aftermath of a storm that had taken everything but the silence with it. I poured myself a cup of coffee, sat at the table, and stared at that ring until the sun burned through the kitchen window. It glittered faintly. A perfect, unbroken circle, mocking in its promise.